How's it going, everyone? This is Yxlarb, and welcome back to my Sonic Adventure 2 bonus series. In the last episode, God, what didn't we do? We explored animals and chaos drives and explained how alignments work and ability types, and we're not even done explaining those technically, but we at least laid the groundwork for a lot of this stuff. Here, I just got doing Wild Canyon, and I was right. You see all these birds? Yeah, all of those are flying types. Yeah, as you'd imagine. So, I decided to go in there and get them. And one thing that's kind of funny, when you're walking around with Knuckles and he has like the hammer gloves on and everything, you can like smother your Chao while you're walking around. It's like, Jesus, Knuckles, you think you have enough stuff on your hands there? But we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna give our Chao some stuff. But actually, before I move on with that, I wanted to show off something about Knuckles. So, like Sonic and Shadow, he's been nerfed a little bit. He can't do his like uppercut move, but you can still dig. And if you can dig in if you can dig, find something on your first try, that's great. Hey, you're walking. You're walking. See, he's level 4 running. He's no longer crawling to get around everywhere. He is walking. And now we've got this pumpkin, which similarly to the eggshell, can both be sold for I think 50 coins. I'm pretty sure, and be used as a hat. And it's a free hat. All you have to do is dig with either Rouge, or Knuckles, and it's that simple. Here, I'm gonna do this trick with this bird because I really need Telfie to become. Well, we got this dragon too. This thing is super cool. If we can, whoa, you stay away. Hey. Ah, I'm pretty sure I just gave that to you. Just straight up. Don't worry, we have... Oh, you look cool now, though. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to give you the stuff, and I'm going to try to do that glitch more off-screen, because I can almost guarantee you guys that it's not terribly entertaining to watch someone do that. Hey. Here we go. One more. Oh, we're right there. We're like a frame off. But of course, we lost it just then. But level 5 now, that's great. I'm gonna keep giving you stuff. Oh, hey! What you doing? Can you walk too? I want to see it happen. Oh, I know you. Oh, no, you can still. You're still crawling. There we go. Oh, Telfie, you're making it happen now. But that time I gave it to you, damn it. It's so tough. I haven't done it, you know, so... Oh, hey, you are walking. Did I accidentally give you something? Why are you walking at level 1? Maybe it's because you excel or something? It's hard to say, but... Oh, no, you tripped. Sorry, buddy. But yeah, Fly is really making its way. Look at that, you're somersaulting. I thought you had to learn the somersault. Oh, that's so cool. But as you can see now, we got a straight up blue dot. Those two nubs are getting bigger. We're getting, you know, the blue ends on the rump and the legs and everything. They're really, you know, coming into their own. They're really gaining an identity. And, you know, while we're waiting, why don't I go ahead and I just sell this thing? Yeah, I figure since I just showed off Knuckles' movements in here, you can take my word for it for now that Rouge is pretty similar. I mean, we'll give her time in the spotlight here soon, but she's pretty much identical, right? But anyway, to kind of explain a little bit of how things are going to be mostly going forward, there still are things to explain, and when the time comes to explain those things, I will. It's that simple. But in the meantime, when I'm doing things like collecting chaos drives and animals in stages, I'm not going to be recording that. Well, actually, I will be recording it, I just won't be including it in the videos. The reason why is because when I'm working on the Chao, I have a continuous recording stream going. That way, in case something interesting happens, in case, you know, an evolution is about to occur, or something else, I can just catch it and not have to post-commentate. I can give my live reaction right then. Now, what are you doing? You're not evolving now, are you? You can tell when a Chao is about to evolve. It's actually very obvious most of the time. They will sit down. And then they will go into a Chao head-shaped cocoon, and it will become a similar color to a standard, you know, baby Chao. You know, that like light blue with the light green / yellow tip, that's what it's going to look like. Then when it emerges from that, it will be a 1-year-old adult. Yes, because Chaos are only children at 0. Once they turn 1, they're adults until they die or reincarnate. And we'll discuss that more a little bit later. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and collect some Chaos Drives and animals. Well, I decided to show you all, just for the sake of being a completionist, that Rouge actually is identical to Knuckles in the Chao Garden. But I figure you all get a chance, you all deserve a chance to see how she actually looks out here. Hey, come here. Don't be reckless. You can't really swim yet. I didn't get as lucky as I wanted to in the way of like, oh, sorry. In the way of green Chaos Drives. Whoa, where are you going? Damn it. I think you were about to eat on your own. I think that's what I was seeing happen. Oh my god. This is so much. Oh, don't be sad, baby. Look, see, I managed to make it work that time. Ah, fine. I'm just gonna do more of this off screen as per usual. Aha! So Luna is now walking. You're walking. I see you. Yeah, this has been going relatively well. The whole Chaos Drive glitch. Oh, but just lost it. That's okay. Let's give you the unicorn and then call it good. We gotta switch over to taking care of Telfie after you get to level 4. Now this is good. So see, we got 83. That's our stat in running at level 4. Telfie is at 62 while at level 4. That's 21 points less. That really shows you just how important the grades are. Wow, look, just solid black at this point. Oh, poor baby. Solid black. Oh, God. I want to care for you, but I don't want to risk ruining your alignment. It's very unlikely that that would actually happen, but it's a good idea to just play it safe at this point. Well, this is a little strange to see, isn't it? We have Tails here in the Chao world, but he's outside of his mech. And this is one of the most peculiar things. If you run fast too, his 2 tails spin just like you'd expect them to, just like in the classic games. It's really crazy. Even crazier than that, you can fly. Yeah, and yeah, I mean really, it's crazy. The thing is, you hover at a certain height, and then if you let go of the jump button in this case, which is now the fly button, and then press it again quickly, he'll slowly descend. Otherwise, he can jump, and whatever height you decide to start flying at is the flight he'll hover at. So if you wait till you're right up against the ground, like so, they'll be very close to the ground. Whereas if you jump very high, you can fly up very high. It's super cool, frankly. It's super cool, and it's a real shame there's no way to play as him in this form otherwise. Because it's honestly, even if you don't care much for the Chao feature, you might want to come in here just to try this out because it's so cool. Anyway, I just got nothing but running and flying gems, aka Chaos Drives, specifically for these guys. They better appreciate what we do for them. Alright guys, I've mostly gotten the hang of performing the glitch. Just to show you, I've gotten Telfie over here to level 10. I'm not sure exactly what the equivalent to how many Chao Drives I gave him was, but it was a large amount to get to that point. You know, it takes probably 3 or 4, right? Yeah, I need you to kind of face this way. 3 to 5, pretty much 4 or 5 a level. Now that I'm recording again, things are not going that well. But pretty much that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get them to level 10. I'm not really going by number of Chaos Drives. I'm just giving them exclusively the... Okay. Again, now that I'm trying to multitask, it's not working as well, but I did get into a groove there for a little while, I promise. That's how I managed to do it. But here we go. That's the distance. To be fair, I was also doing it with Tails, who's a different character, slightly different dimensions and whatnot. I imagine so, at least. There we go. Oh, don't cry. Baby, I'm sorry. One more thing that I noticed kind of while I was feeding Telfie Chaos Drives is that Chao, when they're hungry, they will feed themselves as long as there's food on the ground. One thing you don't have to worry about is your Chao starving. Your Chao's not going to die from starvation. Really, it's what determines whether a Chao lives or dies at the end of its lifetime is its happiness level. That's it. Chao really have a good life. It's like, as long as they find a way to be happy, they're gonna thrive. That's all it is. There's nothing else to it. That's a good lesson for us all, really. But see, here we go. We got a good thing going here. And some of you might think, like, oh, this is just straight up cheating. This is totally, like, terrible. Well, you know, I did it the legit way. Actually, when I was growing up, you know, me, Bosniancheese, my brothers, Bosniancheese's sister, other friends, we all, like, had Chao. We all, like, played all the time. I refused to allow people to use glitches, you know, for many years, because I was like, no, that's totally wrong. Can't be doing that. But all that really did for us was just waste time. I mean, here, where all you want to do is gain levels, it really doesn't make any sense to do anything but this if you can. It really saves you a lot of time. And here, where we're working on videos, you guys know I'm willing to put in the work if I needed to. But because the glitch exists and because it can save me a lot of time, which of course benefits all of you, because then you get the videos to you sooner, you get them more frequently too. I mean, like, you know, if I had to spend a genuine amount of time doing this required, it would take, I don't even know, 15 times as long, maybe more. It's kind of crazy to think about. But here, as you can see, I didn't want to say this as a concrete rule before because I just don't understand exactly how it works. Sometimes when you leave the Chao garden, your chaos drives and your animals will disappear. And sometimes they won't. I really just don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like if you leave the Chao garden and you start up a new stage that it'll happen. I really don't know. But one cool thing about Chao, so as I mentioned, you know, time stands still when you're in the Chao garden. So that means things that are going on right now will be put on pause later. You guys already know that. That's not anything new. The thing that's unique is, so as you can see, Telfie over there is tired. And Telfie will be tired if we leave and come back, and then leave and then come back, like, really in quick succession. And I didn't understand that when I was young. It's like, how can you just be sleeping, like, literally all day? Like, just wake up, dude. It's because of that, you know, time discrepancy. So it's cool. When a Chao's, like, you know, in a hungry mood, it'll stay in a hungry mood, you know, for the appropriate amount of time. Then it'll go into a sleepy mood. Then it might be in a crybaby mood, like Soluna was not that long ago. It's just the way it goes. But anyway, the thing I was saying is confirmed. I left the Chao garden when I was Tails, came back in as Shadow because of course I don't want Tails. Oh, don't be in a crybaby mood. That's sad. Don't do that to me. But I came back as Shadow and the Chaos Drives are still here. What are you interested in? Did you see that? Telfie got a question mark over his head. Aw, but he fell. I wish I could love him right now. I really do. One thing... Oh. You're going to force me to give it to you. That's okay. Oh, almost level 12. I want you to get to at least level 12 before I leave. Whoa. It was close. Here we go. Oh, so close. Ah! You made me give it to you. That's okay. But anyway, yeah. Sorry, that's funny. So yeah, I'm just going to leave again here in a second. Come back in as Sonic and feed Telfie. Just kind of keep going down this route. And it's going to work out. But as you can see, the levels here, they're changing. They're changing constantly. And you can see the yellow bar much more clearly now on the running stat. And of course, on Soluna and on the flying stat of Telfie. So it's pretty good. But yeah, we'll come back in here. And we'll just carry this on. Alright, guys. First of all, the little white noise that is made when we enter a stage. For some reason, whenever we enter the Chao lobby, it's delayed. I don't know if that's just how the HD version is or what, but here we are with the final character that we haven't yet seen in the Chao world. We got Eggman outside of his mech, and his run is just glorious. It's astonishing. It's astonishingly hilarious. I love it. And it's like he's slipping. He's like, oh, I can't handle it. Like, I gotta constantly pull myself to the right, even though I'm constantly slipping to the left. It's just hilarious. But yeah, another weird thing is seeing Eggman love another living thing. He specifically has an attack animation. I suppose he's a disciplinarian. Or at least he will be until I beat his fucking ass. Sorry. But yeah, I wanted to show off Eggman in here too, of course. By the way, one more thing to say about Soluna, now that she's progressed a little bit more into her childhood, she's got that kind of sharp lightning bolt head thing. Oh, she doesn't want to be held anymore. She wants me to put her down. Don't move. Oh, little yawn. God, it's so difficult. By the way, you'll hear Eggman and Rouge both say the word Yosh. Listen. No, I want to pet you. I don't want to pick you up. See, they both say it when they're loving. It's clearly some sort of term of endearment. I don't know what it actually means. But the reason why I bring it up is because in Bosnian, Yosh means more. So, of course, when we were growing up, we just thought that was... We always just got such a kick out of that. It's like, ha ha ha, Yosh, ho ho ho, Yosh. You know, it's just... It's kind of crazy. Crazy to think that way. But that's alright. Yeah, so at this point, we've shown off every character in the Chao Garden. That was one of my goals. I wanted to show you guys what... You know, that was all about. Particularly, you know, Tails and Eggman, they have the most to contribute with their presence in the Chao Garden specifically. So, good for them. Good on them. But yeah, I've been getting lucky with these last couple of runs. I've been getting almost nothing but purple and green Chaos Drive. So I'm just going to keep pumping away at this. And hopefully sooner rather than later, it'll be time to actually evolve. Normally, this isn't... By the way, I don't normally raise Chao in the manner I have been so far. Typically, what I'll do... Oh, come on, sweetie. Let me shake you. Of course, Eggman's shaking is a little more violent. I mean, this is what we call shaking baby syndrome right here. You can't be shaking your baby like this. But, Chao seems to like it. Yeah, you like that, cutie. Anyway, sorry for all my corniness. As I was saying, typically the way I raise Chao is I just give them whatever I get, and I don't try to aim for anything more than a specific alignment. Like if I want a hero Chao, I go for a hero Chao. I don't try to get a hero flying or a hero running or anything like that. That's not what I'm about. But right now, I am, because I want a specific Chao, and so does Bosniancheese. Now, speaking of specific Chao, specific characters right now, we're gonna go in with Shadow. I prefer him because, you know, I'm just much more used to, you know, his body size. I use him, you know, probably an equal amount that I use Sonic in the Chao Garden, which is a lot. And so I'm used to, you know, their dimensions and how they place things and everything. Yes, keep crying. That's perfect. There we go. So we're just going to give, you know, a couple levels apiece. Right now I'll probably get to, you know, like 15 before moving on to Telfie. There was something I wanted to say. So, as I mentioned, so there's 3 alignments, right? You want hero, you work on your Chao with heroes. If you want a dark, you work on them with dark. It's very simple. But they can actually also have connections to characters. Now, that won't actually affect how they turn out, but it will, you know... Oh, no. It's time for you to sleep, isn't it? Oh, sorry, not yet. Not yet. We need to... No, don't do it. Hey, you're happy when I pick you up. At least that's good. But now you're not. Okay, maybe it's because I put you down. I don't know. I don't know. But I guess while we're just sitting here, you know, grinding away, this is the perfect opportunity to discuss one more thing that's been, you know, kind of left on the list for the overview. So here's what's up. Ooh, missed that one a little bit. I wanted to discuss a Chao's life cycle. So some of it is more obvious than the rest. So, of course, they start out as an egg. They emerge from the egg. What are you trying to do? Are you, like, hungry? You might be hungry. Hard for me to tell exactly. But then I think this is our last green Chaos Drive, so we gotta be careful now. They emerge as a child, and they remain a child until their first birthday, at which point they'll go through what's called their first evolution, which, as I alluded to slightly before, is the only true evolution. It's the only time during a Chao's life, aside from at the end of it, that it will enter a cocoon and emerge totally different. Of course, in the meantime, while it's a child, it will go through, you know, slight changes like this. As the Chao is maturing, depending on what alignment you're trying to get it to end up being, it will, you know, darken, it will lighten, its physical features, its shape will change a little bit, the dot above it will change, you know, just that sort of thing. When it comes out, it will look totally different. It'll be, well, totally different most of the time. If you're getting like a neutral baby Chao to turn into like a normal neutral Chao, it's gonna look pretty much the same, except it's gonna be bigger. It's gonna be slightly bigger. It's gonna have a slightly different little dot above it, which we'll get into that a little bit later. Lots of little changes like that. Oh, you're at level 16. I should be switching at this point. Let me go ahead and do that. But I already described to you what the cocoon looks like. It looks like a Chao head, and when they come out of it, they're then an adult from age 1 to age 5 or 6 or whatever age. It's pretty straightforward in that regard. And then they remain an adult for a long time. Like I said, 1 to 5 or 6, and that's oh no, I don't want you walking around right now. But during that time, during their adulthood, as they are reaching their later years, they will go through a slow transformation, a gradual transformation, which wikis and people in the community generally refer to as the second evolution. So, as I explained, Chaos have an alignment, and they have an ability type. Telfie here is going to have a hero alignment and a flying ability type. So you'll refer to it as a dark fly type, or a dark flying type. I like to add the ing to the end of most of these because it just sounds better than dark fly. Dark flying makes more sense to me. It's a flying Chao, not a fly Chao. At least that's the way I see it. But anyway, once it's going through that second evolution, it won't enter a cocoon. It'll just gradually change, all depending on what you give it during its adulthood. And that will in turn give it a secondary type. So for example, Telfie here, who's going to be a hero flying Chao. By the way, when you're feeding Chao, it helps to hold a second piece of fruit, so if they throw it, you'll automatically give them another piece of fruit, and it's just very efficient. They'll gain a secondary type. If you can, not if, it's just a matter of when. Like, you'll just continue upgrading your Chao, you'll keep giving it stuff. What you give it will influence its secondary type. So let's say we primarily give Telfie more flying stuff in its adulthood. It will then become a hero flying Chao. It will obtain that secondary type, and that will affect the way it ends up looking. And you might think this is complicated, and it is, because from a baseline, there are 3 alignments, right? And there are 5 types of Chao your child Chao can turn into. 5 different adult Chao per alignment. So that's 15 Chao. Then, when you're talking secondary types, it gets, like, astronomical. Now, I actually decided to go ahead and write out the numbers because, I just had to do the math. I just needed it. So, like I said, there are 15 different types of Chao just based on what I told you after the first evolution. When you consider secondary evolutions, there are actually 135 different types of baseline Chao. That is just insane. 135. And you're thinking, you might be thinking, how does that math work? Well, here's how. There are 15 different types that we calculated, right? They can obtain 1 of 5 secondary types. The secondary types being swim, fly, run, power, or normal. The same as their primary ability type. So you can have a hero swim, fly, a hero run, power, etc. Any combination of 2 of those. But in addition, you can have a secondary type. Yeah, I know, it gets insane. So you can have a hero swim plus fly Chao, which means it's a hero Chao with the swim ability type that was given primarily swimming and flying animals and chaos drives during its adult life. Yeah. So that means it can have 1 of 5 secondary types or 1 of 4 secondary type combinations. Yeah, I don't even want to talk about this anymore just because of how complicated it is. It's just getting, insane up in here. We could go on forever about what makes Chao special. Oh, little guy. Sorry. Let me shake you around a little. I know you like that. Shake you a little more. Yeah, be happy. Yeah, Yeah, so we're obviously not going to show off all the Chao. You can go a lifetime like I have. Obviously, I haven't lived my entire life yet, but you can go a decade and a half without even coming close to seeing all the types of Chao, and it's just really interesting. So whatever Chao you end up getting, it's going to be quite unique, and that's really awesome. Of course, it took me a long time to get to it, but the final stage of a Chao's life is death, and they will enter a cocoon. This will be the second cocoon of their lives, the second and final cocoon of their lives. They will enter it, and it will be one of two colors. If it's like a whitish gray, then that means their happiness level is below a certain value, and they're dying. And then they're going to go away forever, and they're not going to come back. I've only seen that happen to one Chao once, and that was because it was actually like neglected. Not because it was hit or anything, just because it was ignored. It was, you know, one of my cousin's friend's Chao, and he ended up moving away. Not the cousin, but the friend. He ended up moving away, and then his Chao was just sitting in the garden with the rest of our Chao, and no one was taking care of it, and then it just ended up dying. And that's the only time I've ever seen that happen. The other thing that will happen is it'll enter like a pinkish cocoon, and that'll be a sign that it's reincarnating. When it reincarnates, it keeps like 10% of its stats. It keeps its grades, its stat grades from before it reincarnated, and it just becomes an egg, and then it starts the cycle all over again. And a Chao could live forever this way. It'll just keep going and going and going until you stop playing the game, pretty much. As long as you take care of your Chao, even the minimal amount. It really doesn't take very much. But anyway, guys, both of our Chao are thriving, even though they're very clumsy at this age. As you can see, they're falling over quite a lot. But we're making it. They're really showing their alignment very clearly. One is clearly a hero, one is clearly dark. And now it's just a matter of time before they evolve. Let's see what this guy's interested in. Probably food, huh? Yeah, you are so hungry. Except when I'm feeding you, then you're like, no, I don't want food. But okay, yeah, I'll let this happen. Why not? Actually, it's probably too early. Let's try whistling. Yeah, definitely way too early. Let's try one more time, just to make sure. Yeah, no. It's like, you know what? No, since you whistled, I'm gonna walk away from you. Alright, anyway, guys, that's probably enough for this episode. I don't know how much footage actually came out of this one, because I've been recording for, like an hour, doing missions, getting chaos drives and animals, feeding them off screen, doing whatever it takes to get them exposed to as many drives of the specific type we want. Of course, we want Telfie to end up with a fly ability type, and Soluna to end up with a run ability type. And right now we're on the right track, so we're just going to keep pushing, going to keep grinding away off screen, and hopefully next episode they will finally evolve. Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for some epicness. Have a great day.